Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Your Words Not Mine podcast. Where you guys know by now, my name is Aqif.
Hi, I'm Vaishu.
And my name is Hari. So as per usual, I'll kickstart today's session episode with our topic. So our topic for today would be: do you think men of today are being shaped by society? So it's a very good question because we've always talked about many people have been talking about how why men act the way they do, like regardless of Andrew Tate or why they're less emotional creatures, whatever it is, right? So yeah, so the question is, do you think they are being shaped by society? So let me start off by talking about how men were back in the days and how men are now, right? So so by as in not I wouldn't say by nature, but how we all men and women used to behave was men was like going out, they how are they like they put food on the table, they get to work, they upskill themselves, and that's how they do. They get married women, a woman would stay at home, blah blah blah. But now those yeah, they had their own roles. But now it's been progressing, and of course, women now they're working out, they're working,
Working out,
working out.
yes, that too.
They are working, and then they have their own goals, and so the goals are all we all now very equal in terms of what we want in life and how we are, right? So in this stage, the men in particular, they feel pressure, right? I think there's a lot of pressure on how Aki doesn't feel pressure, but yeah, so you feel pressure to be like somebody, like to be better than other men, to be better for a feminine companion. So my point across, like I would like to stress is that um I believe that yes, regardless men being how they are of today, like how they behaving, I think it's because they want to be a certain way for opposite gender. Because why I say this is because whatever power, fame, money that we get is because we want to impress the opposite gender. Like that's why we do what we do. So like one of Jordan Peterson videos we watched, which I'll put later on in like the link, right? We can put it so y'all can watch. So he mentions that the men of today, the way they act, how foolish they act, like regardless like fighting outside of clubs or like getting money and just throwing it around, wearing all fancy jewelry and whatever it is, it's because they do it to impress women in general. Because and now yes, I'm not gonna say I don't deal with absolutes. I'm not gonna say that all women are like that or all men are like that. But then again, it's just that standards have increased, right? Women standards have increased for men. So because of that, men feel more pressured to suit those ideals, you know. So therefore, they feel more pressured, and that's why they behave a certain way, And that's what I feel. So I will kickstart this one point. So let's discuss. So what are your views on it, like Vaishu, Akif?
I want to hear what Vaishu has to say first. Yeah, because
Great.
it's definitely the question is definitely aimed. There's a strong motivation against the opposite sex. So
Not against, but rather
you know
towards.
yes, sorry, towards. So
Yeah.
Vaishu, please, I want to
Okay,
hear
wait.
from you first.
But wait. Hari, you had so many things that you shared right now. So
Yes.
what's the
Main thing.
question that you want me to answer right now?
So basically is like men, like you've met a lot of men in life, like you've talked to them, date, whatever it is.
Do we have to keep on
But
have to talk about that again?
yeah,
right.
but
It's a must.
yeah, it's a must. Yeah, but then again, you've seen a fair bunch. So you have seen how the way they behave. Like you've seen the crazy ones, your reckless ones, your stupid ass ones, intellectual ones, whatever it is, right? Have you ever thought about like do they behave the way they behave because they want to impress you, or because they feel like, hey, like women on their expectations are getting higher, so I have to suit those expectations. I have to be somebody in life. I have to get money. I have to get power because that's what they want. There's a constructed ideal, even though it's true or not true. I wouldn't say it's true or not true because I mean technology itself. People are just maybe they're viewing the wrong content. Maybe they are. I'm not going to say they are wrong or whoever's right or whoever's wrong. But I'm trying to say that they have this false belief, I would say, and therefore they are working towards this false belief that, oh my god, I need to be that too. Do you think it's right or do you think it's wrong? Do you think it's a true belief or false belief? Do you think women expect more, therefore men are changing?
So, okay, there's a few parts to this question. The first one is like my opinion on how and do men really try hard or try harder to impress the women?
Do you think high
And
expectations that they have? Do you feel?
okay, I mean, I feel like all these expectations that, like, I wouldn't really like just put it all. Okay, let's just go step by step, okay?
Okay.
When you're on a date with this guy, okay? Guy A, right? Obviously, be it the guy or myself, right? We both want to show the best of ourselves to the partner,
Okay.
whoever we are with, to ensure that, yeah, hey, look, I'm a package, like, I'm like whatever. But like whether it is all done to like, impress the us, because there's another part of that statement that you just said, which is higher standards that women have, right? I mean, like, as these standards are being definitely linked to what you shared earlier, set by the society, right? Be it on women or for men or women, whichever the gender is. I feel like the standards are being set because we are more aware and educated of like such personalities. All this, like 20 years ago,
So
nobody
wait,
gives
wait,
a
wait,
damn
wait, wait.
about red
Wait, so
flags.
so what you're trying to say is that society shapes females in general their higher standards. So why do you mean by that? Like I'm curious to know. Like you are telling me like
Why is it again just women's high standards?
no
Men
no
also have freaking high standards, okay?
uh
Like,
no, that's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. Like why that's the whole topic is that's what this whole topic is about. Like if you're gonna say higher standards, I'm not gonna deny. I'm asking the question is we are talking about why they have such. Why are they behaving the way they do? That's what I'm trying to say. Like this is a topic we have not many of us talk about, right? So that's the reason why I'm asking you. Like, do you think if you can obviously say no and refute and say that no, that's not the case. Not many females have higher standards nowadays. But is that true? They're like for example, you mentioned the part where you used to why she used to tell me like why do men not cry, right?
oh,
Remember?
yes, yes, that's a whole
So do you
topic.
think they don't cry because there's a standard set? Not society consists of both men and women. Yes. So men are more likely, I would say, safely if people are comfortable with, and if they're going to share their vulnerability, they rather share with men. Because they share a woman, they have a feeling that women might think that they are low off, so they don't share it. It's not because they don't share it, but they are more likely to share it with men rather than women. So do you think why is that the case? I mean, imagine going on a date with a man. How vulnerable is going to be a woman compared to having a one-on-one talk with like this is mate?
No, definitely not. Like, I can assure you,
Mhm.
the a guy. I mean,
Okay.
minus the fact that, like, be it on a date or what. Okay, you imagine if you're together with someone, would you approach your partner where you can be vulnerable with, which is a female, right? Let's just say the man will be more inclined to being vulnerable with the softer side of him will be more visible with the women as compared to the man, his mate, whatever that is. They are more like, I'm strong, we are bros, like, that whole mentality is still there, it's still present.
Okay. For my sake, for my part, I will first answer your question first. So my point is that society, like what you said, is based on is this both men and women. For me, there's definitely a a stronger motivation to feel validated by women. Okay, let's say for men's side, like the things they do and the like the traits they try to adopt and try to maintain as traditional men is most often is most deep rooted into trying to increase their chances of finding the opposite sex or companionship. So for example, okay, usually what do women seek in a man, whether it's spoken or unspoken or like subconsciously, is let's say they are able to provide, like their roles, they're able to provide, they are able to protect, able to lead. And physical side is they are strong, tall, yeah. So these kind of traits, men usually try to seek. And if they are lacking these kind of traits, right, society, men will say that okay, dude, you're not being man up. Like, why are you showing emotion? Why are you crying? Why are you etc etc? Like, come on, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. If not, woman won't lay with you. So for the woman side, right, they don't usually speak out like oh, you're not being less of a man. The way they define these characteristics as opposed to men is differently. So women maybe show it subconsciously in the fact that they won't say anything, but they will reject you, or they will subconsciously reject you. Like they see, okay, like, oh, he's an okay guy, but I don't see myself dating him because of etc etc etc. So these are hidden,
Because of what? Like, come on,
okay,
go along that scenario. Because of what?
because of what?
Yeah, I'm offended. I'm a girl, and I'm
Okay,
like,
don't be, first of all, don't be offended. Okay.
come on.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not trying to antagonize against women. Women and men both are not at fault. We're just doing things ingrained in us lah. And like what society tells us to do lah. Okay. So okay, usually, okay, let's say when showing emotions, example. You said that men do not show emotion as much, or when did the last time they cry? I think men feel as much as women. Like they do feel sadness and angry and stuff, but they are conditioned in a way that, and this can be rooted to toxic masculinity as well lah. Because like, okay, even if you are showing emotion, right, even if you are feeling emotions, try not to display it, because it may be seen as a form of weakness. Okay. So especially to the opposite sex, like, okay, let's say you display emotions of anger, like try not to do that, because it might seem unattractive. And like what Vaishu said, I think that's a good point. You said that men tend to be more vulnerable once they are with their partner, which I believe is true, but only if they are in the middle of the relationship where things get clearer and communication is
Of
definitely
course, I mean
improved.
that
Yeah.
goes with anyone, for that
As
matter of
in,
sake.
no, as in the point, to reiterate what I said before, what I'm trying to say is, on the first day, first come basis, on a first date,
Uh-huh.
how vulnerable will like a guy be?
Come on, then I would say, how vulnerable would you be with a friend that you just met for the first day? It's the same. It's be
No, no,
it
no. As in,
whatever.
no. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the part I'll catch you right there. Which I disagree. No, I mean, just being honest, I just disagree because, like, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because, okay, so of course we are men. We meet many men, right? No, in not a bad way. I assume your gender is a man. Yeah, I'm so sorry. But then again, yeah, because how I know this, because like I've a lot of male friends, right? We hang out, meet all the time, and, and like usually like we meet up and we talk a lot. Like random guy, like I could just meet somebody. My friend bring his friends over, and we always have talks, right? And I realized that if let's say all of us is in a scenario where we are talking openly, we are not toxic to a certain extent, where like we all like, oh fuck, we just get money, type of thing. We all like having a proper conversation, right? Even a stranger, a man will sit there, right? He'll be open about it. This is why I realized. This is why I realized like, hey, this is a great topic to talk about, because this is why I realized recently, like there's many men I met, they are so open and so vulnerable at the age of what, 20, like so young. I have this one friend, he's so open about things. So I talk about it like, so what? Like that shows that regardless of how it is, he's willing to talk. But if he meets a woman, there's this alter ego suddenly just snaps, like you don't want to be vulnerable already. Like you don't want to, because yeah, you're trying to prove something. That's why I realized, like, with woman is different. With woman you have to act a certain way because you don't want to see you with vulnerable. And I wonder why. Like I always thought it's not wrong. Like I don't believe it's wrong, because like I realize that's why it's important. Like proper, like matured men and matured women, we both need to be equally emotionally vulnerable. That is a fact. But I'm talking like as in majority. Like men of nowadays, they are feeling lesser vulnerable, right? But then again, if you're trying to say that men tell them to act a certain way, but they ask you to act a certain way because so you can still impress the females eventually. Like what Aqif said, like be a certain way so you get lay with women, or you woman will come and lay with you have money. That's what men say. Men say, right? Men say like, hey, you get more money, more power, you get woman automatically. That's what they say. Or that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to criticize or say anything. I'm trying to say that the whole view of them being pressured to be a certain way, it still all boils down to a female. And I'm not trying to blame female again. I'm just trying to say they are pressured because they want to.
We are okay. Sorry, Vaishu. Okay, the thing is, the gist is right. We are not blaming the females, no, but because of how men and women are. Okay, so how women are, right? So men generally adapt to being that
The
toxic.
strong macho.
Okay,
That
look. Okay,
it's like,
I'm gonna say it to you, and you're gonna be happy about this. Okay, it is toxic
I'm a-
masculinity. It
Yes,
is.
that's
Like,
true.
why
Yeah.
shouldn't a man display emotions, right? It should be healthy. Like, Vaishu, I'm feeling sad today. So why can I say that? Okay, so here's the thing. Because of society, which is men and women, men usually will say, and this is bad lah. They will say, okay, Keith, but try not to show too much lah to women. You need to be strong, you need to be gung ho. So for the woman side,
Wait, what's that?
oh, gung ho means yeah, something like tough lah. So
Okay.
women are for me, women are like the good side of this, where they will say, okay, if you should show your emotions, come share your feelings, and then we can talk it out, which is good, right? It's good, right, guys? But what I'm trying to say is, because men has adapted themselves, even though it's toxic or not progressively right, they have conditioned themselves into being a stoic and emotionless being due to
Wow,
due,
those are really
yeah,
big words.
due to
Emotional
yeah,
beings. Wow.
less,
I
not totally emotionless, but stoic. You know what stoic? STOIC. Um, Compose, calm, rational thinking. Yeah, which is ironic, lah. I know. Yeah. But then okay, so like what I said, I almost lost my point. Okay, yeah, woman, right?
Excuse
Okay,
me.
okay, so emotionless,
Sorry.
emotionless beings, and then okay, men, their instinct, they know what attracts women and what doesn't attract women. Okay, whether you guys want to admit it or not, there are some factors where we are rock solid about it. Like, okay, let's say don't display too much emotion, right? Okay, because it might, even if you don't admit it, even if for men and women they don't admit it, it shows a sign of weakness. Okay, so let's say I had a bad day. Okay, hold
Sorry.
on, let me complete. Then I ball my eyes out lah, like, oh my god, Vaishu, oh my god, why is my day like this? And then Vaishu will definitely like, Akif, oh my god, I pity you, so sad. Which is good, right? We are talking
Yeah,
things out.
hug,
But
hug,
what
hug.
happens behind the scenes is that there's gonna be some processing going through Vaishu or majority of the females' mindset is that, oh my god, I pity Akif, but subconsciously they will be like, oh,
What
this guy
the
not strong lah, like, that's why I say whether you want to admit it or not, and it's not the woman's fault. It's just how it is, okay, biologically for man and woman.
How would
Okay.
you want to ideal like?
Okay, I ask you another question, and sorry, dude, I apologize if this goes out of link. Let's say if we twist the narrative, okay? Like, let's say okay, women usually okay, you realize that men sometimes don't like women being smarter than them or more competitive than them, right?
Mhm.
That's toxic masculinity, right?
Mhm.
Why they behave that way is because they like to be like they like to be the alpha, or they like to be the more dominant one. They like to be in control. So that being said, like men might not say like, oh, I'm threatened by this girl. No, but deep inside they will their male instinct, their toxic masculinity will say like, oh, she's okay, but I won't date her lah. Like, they won't,
Intimidated by
they're
the girl,
intimidated,
right? Yeah.
So I'm saying that I'm not saying that all men are like this, but I'm saying that deep
There's a
rooted,
fair
they
share
have
of
a
men.
it's the instinct that sometimes we don't realize happening, processing inside of us.
I forgot I had a point and then I. Do you have something?
So basically, right, like what am I trying to bring across is that I'm not trying to shoot down like females or whatever. I'm not. But what I'm trying to say is that expectations increase because like, I mean, look at it. Look at modern feminism of today. right? I'm not going to go into it. I'm just trying to say, like, we're all fighting so hard for our rights, fighting for a lot of things, right? So when we fight more, when we want more, we definitely want more in the men. That cannot be refuted, because we're trying to say that as we grow as individuals, as females and males, so as we reach a higher order of life, we want more. We want more in the men as well. That's a fact. Like how men and females operate. Then again, going back to the fundamentals is woman will desire a man who is able to protect her, right? How it is. Yeah, that's not. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, again, I'm not denying anything. I'm just trying to say how we
Both parties bring
how it
different
operate.
things to the table. That's
Correct.
it.
Different
Yeah.
things that are correct. So, but now there's more being brought to the table. They want more being brought, because of course your expectations increase. It's not wrong again. It's supposed to be that way. Yes, more expectations will be there. But what I'm trying to say is, many men have this. That's why I use the word contorted, because it's a very yeah, it's a very bad. They process it in a more twisted way. Input more different words. Yeah, they process it like one more, so I must work towards power, work towards money. So they have this wrong thinking. But then again, of course, you shouldn't be together with such a person who thinks such a way. But look, like okay, I don't know if you guys. This is what my friend told me. So there's this Netflix show of Indian matchmaking. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
Auntie
Yeah.
Seema.
You heard about it?
Seema auntie.
No, I didn't watch it, but you know. Yeah. Do you know how
I did.
what they I heard apparently they ask for a lot of things in a man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you see, they ask for a lot of things in a man. This goes on a net, on something online, something viral. And then another man will watch and he'll be like, oh fuck man. She really wants all these type of things. Then they have this design in mind that this is what I need. You know, this is what I have to be. I have to earn a lot of money. I have to be a feminist. I have to look fit. I have to blah 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 bullshit, and they have this fucking thing they hate. So it gets twisted to a point of time where they realize that this is the way of life to get this. This is the way of life to get the attraction of women. I mean, think about it. Like many men.
Not just that one particular show. I mean, all those movies that we grew up like all these years, everything has this similar way of like picture, like painting a picture of like how
So yeah, sorry.
how
Yeah.
bachelor, you know, the perfect, the best, most eligible bachelor is, and how like the kind of requirements or whatever things that he has
Mhm.
to have to get the girl.
So what are your views on that? That's the question. Like, I want to know, as a female, what are your views on it? Like, do you think? I mean, you have talked to plenty of females and males out there. Well, so what do you think? Do you think it's a true concept that because expectations are rising in women, therefore men are trying to fit? They are pressured by such expectations to be somebody. Maybe they can even take up a goddamn wrong role in life just for the sake of money. Do you think? Like, your opinion?
I would agree.
Okay.
It's a bit yes, but I do like, because at the end of the day, like, be it, I really want to emphasize this fact, be it the male or the female, whichever, right? To ensure that we have a place in like whichever that fits our requirements. Like for example, this person, like this, I go on a date with this guy A and then guy B, right? If for me, if I like guy B fits all of my requirements, my standards, then obviously I want to be able to match his as well, like, you know, fit his, check all of his boxes as well. So that in turn, I would definitely have to be as, you know, what he likes as well. But then, like, you know, obviously when standards are raised, sorry, obviously it's gonna mean that, like, you know, you gotta work harder and like to be able to be in that this race that we are in, called dating life. Very bad, don't date.
So are you saying that are you saying that women feel the same as men do when it comes to standards?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Actually, I have an observation which you can verify with me also, since you're female. You're not. Okay. Actually, I'm happy about, like, okay, that's the men's side. For the woman, they are very self-empowering and they're like, okay, girl power, and they support their sisters and stuff, and like, oh, you wanna wear makeup? Oh, I don't wear makeup for men. I wear makeup because I want to feel good. Like when I see all this, I'm like, that's I mean that's good lah. It doesn't harm me. It's like, okay, you go girl, like just do whatever makes you happy, and like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight because I want to look good for myself. Well, okay, all right, okay. Maybe there's some sort of hidden validation that they are seeking, but if they are not, it's perfectly fine. I'm very careful. So are you saying that are you
He's
saying that,
treading very carefully
yeah,
right now.
do you think women have this hidden validation where they want to impress men, but they are ashamed of showing that, oh, I am trying to seek validation, so they cover it with a disguise that,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, this
Yeah.
I do have an
But
answer for
yeah, but
this, okay?
we don't know. Okay, we meant, so it, Vaishu, you play an important role in educating with us whether maybe there is some hidden validation, or is totally no, I'm just doing it
Okay,
for myself.
this is very crucial, guys. Okay. So the thing is, I want to feel good about myself, right? The definition good. Hmm? Hey, thanks. So the definition of like good, it's a very subjective word,
Yep.
right? It changes from day to day or whatever. Like, like what was good, what's hot, what's good looking right now is very different from what it was like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? So these are all sculptured by the society that we are talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I want to feel good. Like 10, 20 years ago, being skinny, size 0 was the thing, Everyone was just, I want to feel good, yes. But that itself is being labeled. Description there, it's being inputted by the society. And now it is thick thighs, skinny waist, big stuff, all that shit. It's
Rich
like
melons.
it's like
You will know, but you
those
see. Don't know, but you see. Breast,
Wow.
so those are considered like, oh, that is good looking now, or rather like what's like, damn girl, like, now they don't say you are very good looking, they say damn girl, that kind of shit, right? So same thing, it differs. And so I would wanna, like, now, yes, if I say I want to look good for myself, I've said those words, I am that person, but I
Who
do agree
knows?
that I want to look good, but that the good, feel good, all that shit, it is being in like labeled by what everyone is saying. And if someone looks at me like like, like I'm like some kind of snack, then of course that's a
Like,
validation
I'll be
that
like,
I would
I'll be
like
okay, like,
crave for,
discuss like
of course I
Sapu
want to
Disco,
do
want
more
to see.
like glutes workout just to get that, like,
You start working out first, then talk.
shut up. Can you, like, I have a nice ass already, by the way. Yeah. Anyways,
So okay, wait. I
Yeah.
need to cut you. So what I wanted to say is that, so this is, now I'm seeing a spillover effect. I just saw a spillover effect, I swear to you. So society pressure women. Women expectations increase. Men feel pressured by women. And men also feel pressured by society. So this is like a fucking circle. I realize, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So then again, it's confusing. Like, where are we getting this pressure? Technology?
No.
Like, why
We
women want to
it's
look?
sort of
No,
off,
why?
like-
But why?
I mean, technology definitely increases the pressure. At an age where social media isn't around, there is pressure, but less. Okay, there's not a lot of articles constantly sprouting in your face that, oh, you need to be this, you need to be that, how to attract women, or whatever it is. But now there's a influx of information, and there's information overload, constantly reminding you that you are not the man that women want you to be, that women seek for. That's one thing, and it can goes for the opposite sex also, right? Yeah, so it's definitely there is an impact there.
So, like, it's true. But the thing is, imagine right now, like, standards. Let's go into the specifics of it. Need money, need to be good looking, need to be fit, blah 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 blah, all this, right? So yeah, I mean,
Okay.
goes both ways lah.
Fine,
At
fine, fine.
this age and time, like imagine back then, right? Like back when like we were what, like mankind was just hunting and all that shit. The strength that, who's more stronger, who's more attractive, that definition, like it was for people who are able to hunt the bigger
I think it
animals and
was
all that, right?
women need to look attractive. So because psychological proven is that women are more attractive, they will bear children for them. Fertile,
Mm,
yeah, more
mm,
fertile. So that
mm,
links to that, right? So that's why women had to look good, and then men had to be the one to protect her, get the money and stuff like that.
mm.
Oh yeah. That's
So
what I mean.
yeah, started back then. We didn't have any society and all that shit. Like, it wasn't known. It's just that's how we are. Like, like genetics, our human, that's how man is made.
So I think
Mankind
so I think just over time as a progressive society,
evolved into
yeah, it
what it
just
is
evolve
now.
until it's like I think it's just getting more confusing. Like yeah, it's like everybody standards are increasing. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I mean, both men and women standards are increasing, but the reason why it's quite interesting is because I mean I know females they are of course like progressing very rapidly compared to men, I believe, because back then they didn't have stuff. Now they're having more, right, than before. So men is somewhat constant because we had it and we are still having it, right? But that is a fact. I'm not going to deny. So I think therefore like this pressure of men women like evolving on a social ladder, I think maybe that like again like amplifies the pressure on men now. So back then they were like, I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm great, but now I need to better, I need to better, 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 and better. So I think that's why like they shun. Okay, reason why is I'm very interested talking these topics because I was always intrigued by the fact that women were more emotional creatures compared to men. I always had this thing, but then when I see more of today, I change my mind, and I think men are more emotional. And let me say why. Let me say why. First, suicide rates more men. Suicide is more in men. And suicide, why? Because you can't control emotions, it kills you too much in the head, you have to end your life. Right? So that's one. Second, out there is men compared to women. When they break up, moving on relationships, women move faster than men. Are you gonna deny that? More no, majority. I'm not gonna put absolutes. I don't do it again. I'm talking about majority of when they break up, women move faster compared to men.
Okay, what's the first thing that comes?
Because men still think about like the relationship with the girl. Okay, think about it. You have went on dates many times, right? Many dates, and you treat them as dates. But have many men come back to you afterwards? Have, right? And they say, "Oh my god, I think they see something you."
Yes, and I hate that.
Okay, thank you so much. So going on, moving on. So yeah, I thought about all this, and I realized
Was
I've
that too loud?
I mean, I have a couple of
Too much.
male friends as well who like talk about these sort of things. And I always used to think that we were just because this is just few. But I realize it's very often. But when I talk to my female friends, they move on pretty quickly. Like they break up, they cry. Next day they're dating some other guy. The men they do the same thing. Maybe yes, I'm not gonna deny. Maybe they date or sleep with other women, but they still talk about that girl. When we still talk about it, they still talk about it. They still, hey, no, this girl is different, man. She's just that. I'm like, why? I'm curious. I'm curious. I mean, I myself have probably went through it one point in time in my life. But yeah. So it's quite. That's the reason why like I find this an underlooked topic. I'm not shooting anybody in this matter. There's nobody to shoot because everybody has their own ideals. Nobody's perfect, right? But I'm just talking about why is it such a way. I was very intrigued to know why men feel such a way. Why men feel so pressured by whatever it is. So yeah, and therefore this topic. So you guys have any?
Okay, wait, there's a lot of things again.
Yeah.
Number one,
Go.
men. Like I do not agree with the fact. The first sentence that you said was, men feel more than women.
Okay.
You said that men feel more than women. You did.
Feel-
You
feel as
actually
much
did. We have recording.
I said more emotional. No, I didn't
Huh?
say more. I said emotional. Like I. Sorry. Okay. I said that back. I used to always think that women were more emotional than men,
Mm-hmm.
but I say now I think it's the other way around.
Where it is
Not
men.
emotional. Okay. Then again, I need to define this because it becomes
Yes.
very very complicated, right? By emotional, I mean that not being in touch with your emotions, not that, but as in very good way to put it. Okay, let's imagine whether is it negative or positive, whether you have the right framework to think properly or whatever it is. Okay, But what I mean by more emotionally inclined, as in like then again, like what I mean, like suicide rates, right? So they have so much. Yes, one again, they cannot talk about emotions. They cannot this one. They cannot say that, right? But then again, that's a curiosity because many women also don't share their stuff. They are very closeted type of people. So, but then again, they don't. The rate of suicide for them, I mean, if we want to compare, right? Like let's say men who are closeted and women who are closeted, like both of them are, that's the reason why you have depression, and depression leads to like suicide. That's the precursor. Yeah.
Let me just try to link it in layman terms. Okay, so you're saying that because of how society, men and women, causes men to act that way, which is being less emotionally inclined or display less emotions. So when they harbor it up, they don't share it as often. That leads to more suicide rates because they are not able to talk about their feelings properly in a conducive manner, and they're being taught that displaying too much emotions is not good.
No,
Okay, yeah. So that leads to the increased suicidal rates, is it?
as in, as in yes, but what I'm trying to say is that, I need to find better words to do this. So it's what I'm trying to say is that regardless of them harboring or not harboring, okay, I'm going to use a platform where let's say both men and women are being open, they talk about their stuff, okay. So because then again, when we talk about like people harboring and don't share anything, those are very few, right? Because men nowadays are opening up. It's a fact. Okay, they're talking more, and that's how it is. We are not. We are progressing era. Yeah, we're progressing era. I mean, then again, yes, we are progressing era. So they are more opening up. I'm talking about those closeted women and men. Both are closeted. They don't share much. They harbor whatever it is. What I mean by emotionally inclined is because the emotions get to them. Like it gets them. Like then again, like they fall in love, and then with some random woman. So the woman will just probably be a date and then move on. But this guy get hooks on the woman for a long period of time. And then for no reason or whatsoever it can be. It can be for stupid ass reason. Maybe you don't even know her, but he's still hooked on to the woman. But the woman will just move on. Because regardless, I'm not gonna put options into the way because both I think have options as well. So yeah. So then again, yes. So that's what I mean by emotion. Like more emotion climb as in it gets to them in such a way like they have to suicide because it's too overwhelming for them. They're just very not like very into their emotions get to them. I don't know how better way to explain this.
I got what he meant, Keith said, which was because of how, like what we spoke about earlier, which is how like men have to put on this facade of being strong and like really like huh stoic, whatever that is, like to impress the women, and because of that he has it all suppressed, and all these suppressed feelings uh like it becomes overwhelming at one point and just erupts into how the statistics show, which is all this suicides and all that. So it's like a link that is from the initial point to what it is right now, which is the key factor, which is where men are like the suppressing all their emotions, right? And because of that, right? Am I right to say
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's what you're going at, right?
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
can say that. You can say that. You can say that.
I think more what men has been doing differently nowadays in the progressive society is that they are definitely displaying and sharing more to the same sex. Like let's say for guys with guys lah, they feel more inclined to like, oh dude, I'm having a bad day and all stuff as compared, but they won't do the same compared to women, which is a shame. Definitely is a shame, right? And yeah, because
You don't cry to your guys. I've never seen like,
um
I mean, I've definitely had
okay,
friends, a lot of
here's the thing.
friends. Let me
Sorry.
say this: I've seen them with their friends
Okay.
and
Yeah,
with
give me a second.
their girlfriend or partner.
Okay.
They are definitely easier, like more. It's easier for them to like be vulnerable.
Okay.
Like they might cry their freaking ass. This is with someone who's been with them for some time.
Who's been with them for some time?
Yeah lah.
That's it. Which just now I reiterated that they don't show it on the first dates, like what you said, right? So it's definitely it's a shame. Why couldn't they share it in the first date as compared to a man, right? Guys with guys, they definitely okay, they they don't say it as much, but they okay. To summarize it, right? I think men feel as much as women, but they don't show it. So they are definitely feeling all types of whatever they are feeling. But with guys, they feel it's more comfortable to talk to guys rather than to opposite sex. Okay, ban the relationship. Okay, like there's no relationship at all. It's easier for them to talk to guys rather than to women. Okay, yeah. So but then when a relationship is totally different.
I I mean, okay. Then again, I wouldn't. Okay. Then again, I would also have to say that not pure. Yes, even though they feel more talk more towards men. Yes, there are some female friends that we do be vulnerable to, but by talking about like crying and stuff like that, I see that it's more towards men, like men being a man, because we all are males, right? So we know how it's like. But
Wait, you're trying to say that you'll cry with like it's
yeah,
easier for you to
I've
cry to
that's what
a guy
yeah
friend than a girl?
yes
Same? Huh? Really?
yeah like okay. I mean
Like paisi, you know.
okay. I'm not okay. I'm
I
not.
think you will be more paiseh to cry with a guy friend.
No.
I got nothing to lose.
Bros. Like, the first time. Okay, let me
What
let me
kind
say-
of
wait
what?
wait. Okay, the first time I broke down like in public was with my two friends, two guy dudes. And yeah, that was the first time I like broke. And my friends, I got to couple of my friends when we drink, and they also break down and cry in front of me, and they hug me and tell me all these sort of things. And it's always men with men, because then again, okay, you see, this topic again, we are talking about how men are being pressured to be in society. So like how Akif mentioned about toxic masculinity, right? So how we supposed to be a certain way and blah blah blah. So if we are supposed to behave a certain way to impress women, why would we cry with women? That's how it's progressing. I'm not trying to say how we don't. It's progressing because that's how it is. Because we are males, we are telling you how it's like, right? So I have, yes, of course, partner is a different
My mind
story.
is blown.
Partner is a
Like
different story.
what?
Yeah. I'm being honest. Like,
Let me tell you something about you, which I think you'll find interesting. I've cried to both sexes before. Okay. I mean, yeah, to guys, yeah. I have a few female friends who had the of watching me cry before, and that's when the emotions get
Privilege.
overwhelmed. Don't worry, you'll never see me crying lah, because you know, because I want to impress you. Nah, kidding. Okay, and then but okay, so let's dissect this. I have cried to my girlfriends,
Hmm.
my female friends. Okay, I want to put it out there. My female friends. So okay. So in this case, why am I um why is it okay for me to cry to them? My reasoning is, I'll give you the simplest reasoning. Is they are my friends for quite a long time.
Mhm.
Like I trusted them, I see them as my sisters. There's no motive whatsoever. I don't feel the need to impress them. So like I feel like okay, I got nothing to lose. It's okay for me to display full blast my emotions. Okay. But let's say it's a let's say it's a girl I'm trying to impress. I may be feeling the things I'm feeling, but I think it's less wise. Okay, how society to me, and I make a decision that okay, I'm feeling the way I am, but maybe don't show it too much as compared to how I would show it to the female
How
friends that I've known for
comfortable
quite a long
you
time.
are
You know,
with,
yeah.
right?
Because why? Because I have a motive with one, and I don't have a motive with the other. Because society to me that don't show too much emotion, it's unattractive. See, so you go. That's the motive right there, and that's what society. Maybe if you say they don't teach me, it's what I see, observation.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then I plainly act it out.
I would like to add, like, there was once, I don't want the name, but when I first broke down with my friends, to my guy friends, right, I felt okay, glad they were there supporting me and stuff like that. So when I grow older, I'll be honest, I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. So when I first broke down in front of a girl, or I wouldn't say how important the girl was to me, right? First time. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Uh, I felt really ashamed. Like the past 2 days later, I felt so. I'll be honest. I'll use the proper words. I felt weak. I felt like wow. As a kental. I felt
What
yeah.
is
No,
that?
I'll be honest. Like I felt like hey wow, chef. I should have kept it in. I should have been better. I'll be honest. Not silent. I'll be honest. I thought about it, but then again, Then again, I don't think it's a good way to go about it because she was at that point of time quite significant. So yes, I think it's okay, it's good. But I still had that thought, I still had that thought, be honest with you. Even though I pushed it to me that hey, it's okay, she's a single person, it's okay to be vulnerable, but I still feel a bit ashamed. I feel like as a man I should be having certain strong. But then again it's wrong. I think thinking is wrong. I know it's wrong, but it's like it just happens, It's like so subconsciously. Yeah. And I always ask myself, why am I thinking such a way?
You're just programmed that way already.
Yeah, that's
It
the thing.
is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by like those expectations set by society. Yeah, like because let me tell you something. Okay, I'll be honest. Again, I'm not gonna shoot anybody again. But like many like female friends I've met also, they say hey they want a man to be vulnerable, whatever it is. But I'm telling you, if a guy cries to you all the fucking day, you're gonna leave that bitch. You're gonna leave him because you know that he's not there for you.
No,
He doesn't have capabilities.
okay.
to-
Imagine. Okay, let me put
Don't
myself
talk somebody
there.
close to you. We are not using yeah somebody you just
so-
met.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I want to share my story, but then
Okay,
like can I say that on another day? Like
Okay.
like
Okay, so
wrap
okay.
this
Yeah,
up,
okay,
and
fine.
then
So
I'll share with you the
okay,
next.
so we will continue this topic in the next.
It definitely needs a part two. Like
Yeah, we'll do a part
yeah.
two. So we're getting we don't end this discussion. So as
Yeah.
you wanna end? You wanna end it?
Sorry. I just want to say that me and Hari are both thankful to Vaishu for being such a supporting woman and actually enabling our feelings and our views. She's been such a patient woman, guys. Give a round of applause.
Oh,
Clap now.
that was the worst. You didn't even clap.
I clap.
You did. That was.
Okay, yeah,
Don't-
that's it.
Hey.
We're gonna cut that part out. And thanks for listening to us today, guys. Then again, I don't mean no disrespect again, even though how I sound. That's how I talk. So, okay, guys, ciao.
Bye.